Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, we're going to have the Young Marines, the Chino Valley Young Marines, will now present the colors, and Young Marine Private Patel will lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand, remove all hoods and hats, put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
How about a big round of applause for the Young Marines, folks? Thank you very much. And it's very, very inspirational to see these young kids come in here, and they're very, very nervous when they come in. But boy, they put on a great show, and they do the right thing. We're training them up the way we should, and I think it's just awesome. So thank you very much for being here tonight. We're going to have recognition of National Public Works Week. This evening, it's my honor to recognize our wonderful Public Works Department. I'd like to invite the City of Chino Public Works Department, led by their director, Hajan Lee. Come on up, Hajan, and please join me. National Public Works Week is a week dedicated to recognizing the invaluable contributions of our public works professionals. Their efforts ensure our community remains safe, efficient, and sustainable. And I would like to present this proclamation to you. Keith? And would you like to say a few words?
Yes. Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, city staff, and members of the community. My name is Keith Martinez, and I'm proud to serve as the Public Works Services Manager for the City of Chino. I am very humbled and blessed to be part of this team in this wonderful city. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to accept this proclamation on behalf of the Public Works Department. National Public Works Week is a chance to recognize the men and women who ensure our streets are safe, who keep our water clean, who ensure our infrastructure is sound, and confirm our communities function smoothly every day. Here in Chino, our public works staff take great pride in serving residents with dedication, integrity, and professionalism. I want to take a moment to recognize the council, city manager, and the mayor for the direction and guidance, as well as the incredible staff of the Public Works Department standing beside me, and for the ones who couldn't be here today. Whether they're repairing a broken water main, responding to a down limb or knocked down streetlight in the middle of the night, or planning the next infrastructure improvement years in advance, their work is the backbone of our city. I also would like to thank the residents of Chino, as they are the additional eyes that catch issues we may not see out in the field, that help public works staff address the concern in a timely manner. Thank you again for recognizing the essential role public works plays in our beautiful city. We look forward to continuing our mission of providing quality, caring service to our community.
Outstanding. Thank you very much, Keith. Thank you. You're going to get a photograph. Thank you very much. Now, a recognition of Trauma Awareness Month, Emergency Medical Services Week. The City of Chino is proud to proclaim the month of May as Trauma Awareness Month and the week of May 18th through the 24th as Emergency Medical Services Week. I'd like to call up Chief Brian Turner from Chino Valley Fire District Battalion. Actually, Battalion Chief Brian Turner. Here's your proclamation. Would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Just on behalf of the entire team here at Chino Valley Fire District, we'd like to thank you for recognizing Trauma Awareness Month and EMS Week. We really appreciate the recognition to our dedicated EMS professionals, everyone from the dispatchers in our frontline dispatching centers all the way to our end frontline workers and first responders. We really appreciate the recognition, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chief. Our Chino Valley Fire does a tremendous job in our community, and we just really appreciate the services they do provide. I should have told you to stay up here. Recognition of Wildfire Awareness Month, the City of Chino is proud to proclaim the month of May as Wildfire Awareness Month. And right here with me, Chino Battalion Chief Brian Turner, we're going to present you another proclamation for that. Would you like to say any words about that?
I think I'm good for tonight.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Do you want to get another photograph with a different proclamation? Let's do that one then, too. Thank you very much. Okay, recognition of the 2025 Hall of Fame award recipient. This prestigious award is presented to individuals who have made a major and lasting contribution to the development and progress of the city of Chino and who have been outstanding examples of that leadership and service in a manner that the honor and the respect from their historical perspective for their participation in this community. We will be inducting a new member into the City of Chino's Hall of Fame. The award presented tonight will be on permanent display in the Chino Community Building. I would like to call up members of the Chino Valley Historical Society present tonight to assist with this presentation. So come on up. Tonight we will recognize Barry W. Johnson. Will the family of Barry Johnson please join me up front as well, please? Bobby Martinez, the second vice president with the Chino Valley Historical Society, will read the award.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem and council, staff. Linda, thank you guys for always supporting us and the Historical Society. First, we're going to recognize Mr. Johnson, but I would like to let everyone here know that there's a lot that goes on to this Hall of Fame. Names are given to staff. And with that, it's processed. They do the research on the individuals. Not only that, they call the families. So there's a lot to it when it comes down to it. We do have some famous names in there, Mr. Ayala, Levi Dickey, E.J. Marshall, but, you know, Mr. Johnson, individuals like this, our staff really does it. Lillian, Lori, Myra, Bobby, all you guys do a phenomenal job when it comes to the Historical Society and the research. So these guys, can we just give them a big hand real quick? Because they are the bread and butter of this when it comes down to this. Okay. With that being said, let me read a little about Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson was a highly respected and well-known figure in the city of Chino. Barry was born in Nebraska on April 6, 1933. In 1939, following a passing of his mother and loss of the family farm, he moved to Chino with his two sisters. There, they were raised by their aunt while their father worked for the California Aqueduct. Barry began his education at Gerd Primary School and graduated from Chino High School in 1951. Barry married Erlene, and together they had three sons, Jeff, Philip, and Brett. From 1953 to 1955, Barry served in the United States Army during the Korean War. He was granted top-secret FBI clearance and worked in the intelligence section at the battalion level. He also served as a lay chaplain for his unit in the absence of an official chaplain. Barry began his career at Chino Grain and Milling in 1965, eventually becoming manager until 1970. During these years, he became a well-known and trusted figure in the Chino dairy industry. When Ralston Purina offered him a position that required relocating out of the state, Barry chose to remain in Chino, committed to raising his family and continue his service to the community. Barry was widely recognized for his dedication to the community through his business, Chino Lumber and Hardware, which he operated for over 40 years. To Barry, the business was more than just a livelihood. It was means of serving the city of Chino and the community. Nearly every resident of Chino found themselves at his family-owned establishment at some point, seeking assistance for their needs. His priority was never profit, but rather the well-being of others. In times of financial difficulty, Barry even forwent his own salary to ensure that the community remained supported and his employees retained their jobs. His contributions extended far beyond his business. Barry was an active member of the Chino Rotary Club for over 50 years, serving as president from 75 to 1976 and embodying the Rotary motto, service above self. He also played significant roles in the various organizations, including serving as a member of the Chino Valley Historical Society, Pomona Valley Community Concert Society, City of Chino Budget Committee, and California Youth Authority Advisory Committee. Furthermore, he donated material to Habitat for Humanity and Chino Boy Scouts while leading fundraising efforts for the Chino Valley YMCA and Chino Little Leagues. In recognition of his service, Barry was honored with the Edwin Rhodes Community Service Award in 2012, and Chino Lumber and Hardware was named Business of the Year by the Chino Valley Chamber of Commerce in that same year. Although Barry accomplished much for the Chino community, he never sought recognition for his efforts. His greatest joy came from helping others in the city he proudly called home. Barry passed away on May 29th, 2018 in Chino. So he was an extraordinary individual. I've shopped there myself, and just a nice individual. I have a member here of the Historical Society, Jennifer Sleeger. She worked for Chino Lumber, and she wants to say a few things.
Oh, yeah. So I didn't know Barry as all those things that were just said, just as a wonderful boss. He took a chance on me when I returned from my honeymoon, and my dad asked him if I could have a job. And I worked there for 16 years until I had a stroke, and it was a lovely time spending with the Johnson family. Brett's become a really good friend.
That's awesome. Okay, so what we'd like to do is, Brett, if you could introduce your family, that would be awesome. Is that okay? Yeah, absolutely. Introduce everybody that's here.
Okay, yeah. I'm Barry's youngest son, Brett. This is my wife, Karen. Granddaughter, Rebecca. Granddaughter, Sarah. Great-grandson, Nolan. Great-granddaughter, Lily. my daughter, Barry's granddaughter, Kaylee, and her husband, Kyle, and grandson, Nathan, and we had to get to Dave. Ben, great-grandson, and Dave, and who did I miss? Oh, and this grandson, Trevor, great-grandson.
You know, when you get up here and you have to name family members, believe it or not, in front of a crowd, it gets tough. It really does. You forget names, but I'll let Mayor Pro Tem take over. Here you go.
You actually could present that.
Okay. On behalf of the Historical Society and the City of Chino, we'd like to present you with this. What I read about your father and grandfather and great-grandfather was all this, so it's in here. And we want to present to this, and it'll be up. We have another copy of this, or this one goes in the community building, so it'll be there as long as that building stands. So it's a prestigious and award that he's well-deserved. So here's to you and your family. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to, I don't know if you want to, okay. Do you want to take a picture?
Can you get a photo?
Take a picture real quick. Yep, yep.
Not that I wanted to make a speech, but I told Lori my dad would have not sought any recognition at all. He loved Chino. He loved helping people. He loved living his faith, and that's why he was so involved in the community. So we're honored that you've honored him, but thank you.
Absolutely, and well-deserved.
Thank you very much. Sounds like he's got it. All right. Recognition of the Chino Boxing Program's 50th anniversary. The Chino Boxing Club began as a gang diversion and intervention program for local youth. The idea of creating a youth boxing club came from Louis Marino, former Chino police sergeant, later to become a captain, and amateur boxer Bobby Cedillo. Through the generous support of many local community members, such as Frank and Reva Salter, Tony Linza, Roy Agee, and John Ingro, the Chino Boxing Club grew into a very, very successful youth program. The Chino Boxing Club serves local youth, participates in several community events, and hosts USA-sanctioned boxing shows. The Chino Boxing Club allows participants to learn the art of amateur boxing while developing character, conditioned bodies, and sportsmanship. All boxers are under the complete and total guidance of highly trained boxing instructors. The Chino Youth Boxing Team also competes in several USA Boxing sanctioned shows annually. Over 1,000 youth boxing participants work out at the gym in the Neighborhood Activity Center yearly. Congratulations to all the community members, coaches, and participants for 50 years of success. I'd like the president and the board of the Chino Boxing Foundation to please come forward. President Mike Garcia. Mike, if you can just introduce your board.
Sure. I have our secretary, treasurer, Nikki, and our secretary, Isabella.
Would you like to say a few words?
You guys always put me on this spot. No, thank you to the city council. Thank you to you guys for all the support you guys have given us. The police department, we have a great coaches in our gym. The kids are great doing. It's an honor to receive 50 years of services to these kids. And it's an honor for me to serve as president for the past 5 years.
Great.
It's great.
Okay, well, this is a certificate of recognition. Chino Youth Boxing Foundation, the Chino City Council congratulates you on your 50th anniversary and serving the youth and families of the Chino Valley, presented by the Mayor and City Council of the City of Chino. And there you go. Congratulations. And I'd also like to have Chief Kevin Menson say a few words.
So, a big announcement. After the many requests of Council Member Flores, Chino Police Officer Austin Silva is going to be lacing up the gloves, and we're challenging the Chino Valley Fire Department to bring on their best boxer for a boxing showcase charity event. That once we get everyone in place, we'll select that date, and we'll go out there. We'll raise some money for this great foundation opportunity to raise some money. Only if the Mayor Pro Tem agrees to be the ringside announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would be honored to be your ringside announcer, and I've got to tell you, folks, what a tremendous organization the Chino Youth Boxing Foundation is. It builds a great character in our kids. It's awesome. If you have not been to one of their events, I highly encourage you to go. You will not be disappointed. Thank you very much. Yeah, of course.
I want to invite you guys all to our banquet on Friday the 30th. The 30th will be celebrating our banquet for our kids and 50th anniversary, and it's going to be a great event. We still have tickets on sale. If you guys are welcome to come and be part of it.
And where can they get the tickets?
You can go to the NAC and you can go or call them or online or talk to Nikki here too. We have them all over. Thank you.
Thank you very much. One more round of applause, folks. Stay up here, Chief. Stay up here. Let's get a picture.
Just 2 minutes around. That's it.
The longest 2 minutes of your life.
Make sure to remind them to breathe.
Okay. City Attorney Fred Galante, will you please report on closed session that we held earlier?
Certainly. Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, members of the council, and all those present. The City Council met in closed session and held a discussion on the following items as were previously announced. Number one, conference with real property negotiator concerning the property described as APN 1052-58104, with the negotiating parties being Fiske, Eric, and Kim Family Trust. City Council discussed this item and no further reportable action was taken. Item number two, existing litigation, the matter of Moisa versus City of Chino. City Council received a briefing, provided unanimous direction, and no further reportable action was taken. Fine. The next item is, pardon me, item number three, conference with legal counsel, one item of anticipated litigation under the heading significant exposure to litigation. The City Council received a briefing and no further reportable action was taken. Finally, item number four, conference with labor negotiator concerning the various employee organizations previously announced and listed on the agenda. City Council received a briefing, provided unanimous direction, and no further reportable action was taken. That concludes the report. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, City Attorney. City Manager Reich, do we have any agenda additions or revisions?
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem, we'd like to pull number 8 off of consent for a report and some clarification.
Okay, thank you very much. Information items, the external agency report is available in the agenda packet. I encourage you to review this informational item. Public announcements, Memorial Day ceremony. First, I invite you to join us as we pay tribute to our fallen heroes during the annual American Legion Memorial Day ceremony on Monday, May 26th at 10 a.m. at the Chino Community Building. The city will partner with the Chino American Legion Post 299 for a heartfelt ceremony honoring those who made the ultimate sacrifice to preserve our way of life, featuring the laying of wreaths for each branch of the military and a 21-gun salute. I hope to see you there. Please note that City Hall and facilities around Chino will be closed on Monday, May 26th in observance of Memorial Day. We will be back to our normal operating hours on Tuesday, May 27th. Next, I want to invite you all to join us at this upcoming State of the City address on Wednesday, June 11th at 6 p.m. at the Plains of Fame Museum. At the State of the City, we will celebrate all of our incredible accomplishments over the past year while offering an exciting glimpse of our bright future. We will also give awards to residents who have made an impact in our city, including the Home Beautification of the Year Award, Business of the Year Award, and the prestigious Spirit of Achievement. Tickets start at $45. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit thecityofchino.org. And finally, We will close this evening's meeting in memory of Joe Fraga, who passed away peacefully in his sleep on May 12, 2025. Joe was a devoted husband to Lisa Fraga, a loving father to his 3 children, and the youngest of 7 siblings. Joe lived a life grounded in faith. Those who knew Joe often spoke of his warmth, humility, and his sincerity. He had a way of making people feel seen, heard, and valued. Joe was not only a successful real estate professional, he was a pillar in the Chino community. He was always willing to serve others, including during our annual collaborative Thanksgiving giveaway, where the Fragas led the way in distributing hundreds of Thanksgiving turkeys each year to Chino families in need. Whether through his professional work or personal outreach, Joe's presence made our city stronger, kinder, and more connected. Joe's wife said it best: he loved hard and fiercely daily. That passion is something this community felt and will continue to feel. Though his mission here on earth is complete, the legacy he leaves behind is one of faith, family, service, and love. On behalf of the City of Chino, we extend our deepest condolences to Lisa and the Fraga family. We adjourn this meeting in celebration of Joe's life and in gratitude for his contributions. Okay. Public comments. This is the time and the place for the general public to address the city council about subjects that do not appear elsewhere on the agenda. Our first public comment is Pastor Lon Wagner from Cross Point Church to provide an invocation.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Join with me in prayer. Lord, we celebrate this city, and we thank you for your goodness to her. We thank you for the families that make their homes here. Lord, we pray that you would help them to thrive. We thank you for our schools, which educate our kids. And as the school year ends, we pray that you would give students and teachers a safe and refreshing summer. Lord, thank you for Chino businesses. Thank you for the products and the services and the employment that they provide. We pray that you would cause each business to prosper, Lord. We're grateful for our churches and places of worship. We give thanks that we live in a nation where we are free to worship. Thank you for our police officers who protect us. Thank you for our firefighters who keep us safe. And Lord, thank you for these leaders who guide our city in the way it should go. Thank you for our mayor pro tem, and our city council members. Continue to provide them with wisdom for the difficult decisions they make as they help our city to function in a way that enables us to live in harmony. All of these things cause us to say thank you, Lord, for your great goodness to us. It's in your name that we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you.
Next speaker will be Sophia Cohen, who is a field representative for Assembly Member Michelle Rodriguez.
Hi, good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council members, city staff, and of course, residents. I'm here to make an announcement that we are hosting a Senior Scam Busters event on May 30th at the Landesina Community Building in the city of Upland. Though this is not in the city of Chino, this is an event that we welcome to all members of our district. And I even know that some people outside of our district are planning to come. So please RSVP if you can on our website, or you're also welcome to call our office at 909-902-9606, and I hope to see everyone there. The next announcement I have is that we are opening spots for district interns. So I believe we will have several spots open, and the deadline to apply is May 23rd, which you can also apply on our website. So that was all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Our next speaker is Melissa Campani from Supervisor Kurt Hagman's office. Come on up, Melissa.
Well, good evening, everyone, Mayor Pro Tem, council members, staff, and city residents. My name is Melissa, and I'm here representing your County Supervisor Kurt Hagman, and we have 3 great events coming up I'd like to share with you. So tomorrow, are you ready? Tomorrow, it's going to be a good one. It'll be Supervisor Hagman's annual summer open house. That would be Wednesday, May 21st from 5 to 7 p.m. We close the street in front of the Supervisor's District Office, and we have a plethora of departments joining us. If you'd ever wanted to meet with any county departments or find out what they do, I encourage you to sign up and please stop by. You can meet Supervisor Hagman and have access to many regional resources and lots of information. We do have a list on the website if you'd like to take a close look. I do have a phone number for you. It is 909-465-5265 if you have any questions, last-minute questions. We are asking that you please RSVP to supervisorhagman.eventbrite.com. This is a free event. We just need a head count because we are having food provided by the Chino Valley Professional Firefighters and the Chino Police Officers Associations, and snacks will be provided by Chino Hills COP cops. So we like to make sure that we have a little something for everyone, so please register if you can. So that's our first event. Remember, that's tomorrow. We hope to see you all there. Coming up after that, this is a very, very popular event. Supervisor Hagman, his job fair and expungement. And this is in conjunction with the Ontario International Airport. This is also coming up soon, May 28th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the location will be the Ontario International Airport, Terminal 1, that is 1940 Moore Way in the city of Ontario. I have a phone number for you. It is 800-451-JOBS or 5627. The many employers are participating, and also record clearing services from the law offices of the public defender, and they will be assisting with that process. So we do ask if you get a chance to pre-register at wve0528.eventbrite.com. That's for the, let's see, what it'd be, West Valley. Well, we better just go with West WVHE. And make sure that you get signed up so that you can meet with some prospective employers. So we look forward to that event. And next up, I know, and this is the mayor's favorite event, it is the shredding event. We love to get rid of all those papers that we really don't need to have sitting around that are important and we don't want in the wrong hands. And I'm super excited to say that our next shredding event is right here in the city of Chino on Saturday, June the 7th from 9 a.m. until noon, or until the trucks reach capacity. I encourage you to come. You don't need to be there right at 9, in my opinion. Let a little bit of the crowd die down, but make sure you get there well in advance of 12 p.m. We don't want to get caught up and have them get full. So we want to make sure that we can serve as many people as possible. So we are limiting your items to 3 standard size filing boxes of documents. No CDs, DVDs, binders, x-rays, or plastic. I myself had to read over those directions again because, believe it or not, I was throwing some of that stuff in the pile. So please don't. We don't want to break the machines. This is a free event for San Bernardino County residents only. This is in partnership with the City of Chino. And we do have a map if you would like to pre-register. Once again, we do ask that you do so. Hagman Shred 0625.eventbrite.com. It makes the line move a lot smoother. We do the best we can. I'm not really a line monitor, but I'm out there and we're trying to get those pre-registered in a little bit sooner, so we appreciate that. And I do have a fun fact for you. We had the City of Chino Hills was our last event, and anybody want to garner a guess at how many pounds of shredding materials we collected there? All right, probably not. I'll tell you. 13,550 pounds worth of materials that you don't want to get into the wrong hands. So come on, Chino, come on out. Let's put up to the challenge, and I will get those numbers back to Chino as soon as I can. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Melissa. Well, those were all of our written requests to speak. Do we have anybody in the audience that would like to speak? Come on up. Once you get up here, if you could give us your name, please, and organization, we'd appreciate it.
Good afternoon, Chino City Council, and I don't see Mayor Pro Temp is here, okay. I did meet City Manager. My name is Sheila Richardson. Exclusive Systems LLC is my entity. I am also Commissioner Sheila Richardson from the City of Carson, Mayor Lula Davis Holmes. I am so glad to see that the City of Chino has a woman mayor. I think we have a lot of strong women that can step up to the plate and make it happen. So I see what you're doing in the City of Chino. It's beautiful. My daughter lives in the West Preserve. I'm looking forward to purchasing in the Sage properties. They're absolutely beautiful, and I do have my real estate credentials. I also come from the County of Los Angeles Board of Supervisors, Santa Clarita, under Mayor Mike Antonovich, Supervisor Staff Assistant too. And with my limited liability company that I have now, it services county, state, and city government entities. And of course, my goal is to always make sure that we meet the constituents' concerns. So I've developed a constituents' concerns desk form for county, state, and city government entities, as well as for libraries. And I've been in communication with the Library Commission and with your library here in the City of Chino. And I've spoken with City Manager. I met Linda, I do believe, and Liz, your secretary upstairs. I met her as well, and I gave her some information. Anybody has any questions or concerns, by all means, follow the QR code, and we can go over it. I would like to see the forms in the City of Chino. They're very, very wonderfully designed by myself, of course, and I am the executive report written for the DMV self-service terminal, which is in all DMV field offices. I wrote that executive report, reported it to Sacramento, it was received, and it is funded. So my work history has always been county, state, and city government entities, and I've been a detective secretary for Torrance Police Department, so I love my law enforcement too, and I have a concern for the constituents. Not everything is a police matter. You know, some things are a district matter. And if we know what it is, then we can address it. We can assign it to the proper district with the actual priority that it needs with color-coded information. And then my go-between is just making sure it gets to the proper district. So I did share with your secretary upstairs what the forms look like, as well as I did email Mayor and let her know about everything. And I said I would come to the meeting and just introduce myself. So if you hear Sheila Richardson, Exclusive Systems, who is that lady? This is who I am. Anybody else, it's an imposter. And Chief of Police as well. And I just think the forms are very nice. They're very, very indeed exclusive. And what they do is they give a direction for our community, for our constituents. And it's globally. So I started with just the city of Carson, and then someone else became interested. And so I said, I'm going to just share this with the community, and whoever's interested, you can contact me. My email address, staff has all of my information, as well as Mayor, and it's very reasonable, and I think you would be very pleased with what the forums do and how it relates to your community. Thank you. Continued wonderful communications in the city of Chino. I love what you've done with the city of Chino since you moved the cows out. It is just absolutely beautiful. I think the properties are going to be great that are going up, and the funding for the city of Chino is wonderful as well. So continued success to Chino, and I am Sheila Richardson, Exclusive Systems, LLC. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sheila. We appreciate it. We're really excited you're moving into our community, so thank you very much.
Of course. I'm transferring. Yeah. I'm learning how to get back and forth on the freeway and save some time.
All right.
Works out well.
Thank you very much. Is there anybody else in the audience that wishes to speak? Okay, seeing none, we're going to move on to our consent calendar. Do any council members wish to have any consent calendar items pulled? No? Staff is pulling item number 8 for report. Do we have a motion on the remaining consent calendar items?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Councilmember Flores, seconded by Councilmember Lucio. Please vote. And the item passes with the mayor absent. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and have a report then on item number 8, the Integrated Waste Management Service Rates Fiscal Year 2025-26. Staff report by Sylvia Ramos, Contracts and DIF Administrator, and Hajan Lee, the Director of Public Works.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and members of the City Council. Before you this evening is Resolution 2025-020, which establishes the refuse and recycling services rates for fiscal year 25-26, which will become effective July 1st, 2025. During the final presentation and preparation of the resolution, staff identified 2 minor clerical omissions in the residential ancillary service rate table. The contamination fee and overage fee were inadvertently left out. These fees were properly included in the Proposition 218 notice and are part of the adopted 5-year rate schedule. To maintain accuracy and transparency, the rate table has been corrected to include both fees, which have been provided to you. The fees are highlighted in yellow for your reference. It's important to note both fees are subject to the 4% standard increase under the current Waste Management Franchise Agreement. Staff is simply just correcting the clerical oversight to align the resolution with the approved rate schedule. Therefore, it's staff's recommendation to the City Council to approve Resolution 2025-020 as corrected to establish the Integrated Waste Management Services rates for fiscal year 25-26, including the contamination and overage fees. This concludes my report. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay. Would anyone like to address City Council on this item? No, seeing none. Council comments? Nothing? Okay. Do we have a motion on item number, I'm sorry, do we have a motion on this, Linda? Is this?
Yeah.
We have a motion on item number 8. Motion by Councilmember Lucio, seconded by Councilmember Comstock. Let's go ahead and vote. And the item passes 4-0, with the mayor absent. Next, we have public hearings. This is the annexation number 9 of territory into existing Community Facilities District number 2003-03, improvement area number 5. I will declare the public hearing open for the proposed annexation of territory to improvement area 5 of Community Facilities District number 2003-03 of the City of Chino. At this time, I will entertain a motion to keep the public hearing open and continue the matter to the next regular meeting of the City Council on Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025 at 6 p.m. to ensure the noticing requirements are met for the publication of the public hearing notice. Do we have a motion? Motion by Councilmember Flores, seconded by Councilmember Comstock. Please vote. And the item passes 4-0 with the mayor absent. Next item, Assembly Bill AB 2561, annual public hearing on City of Chino job vacancies and recruitment and retention efforts. I will declare the public hearing open. And we have a staff report by Terry Doyle, Director of Human Resources, Risk Management, and Crystal Murillo, Deputy Director of Human Resources and Risk Management.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and council members. This evening, we have a public hearing for Assembly Bill 2561. As part of the public hearing, we will be presenting the background on the Assembly Bill, as well as a summary of the city's vacancy rate and recruitment and retention efforts. On September 22nd, 2024, Governor Newsom signed Assembly Bill 2561 into law. AB 2561 went into effect on January 1st, 2025, amending the Myers-Milius-Brown Act under California Government Code Section 3502.3. Bless you. This new law aims to address the widespread problem of job vacancies in California's public sector and how vacancies can create heavier workloads on existing staff, employee burnout, and increased turnover rates, resulting in negative impact on public services. The purpose of AB 2561 is to address vacancy rates within public agencies by enhancing public transparency and accountability in recruitment and retention efforts. The Myers-Milius-Brown Act, also known as MMBA, was enacted in 1968 to regulate labor relations for local government employees. The MMBA also establishes collective bargaining rights for city, county, and special district employees. The MMBA ensures there are good faith negotiations between public agencies and employee groups regarding wages, hours, and other terms and conditions of employment. This includes meeting promptly on labor relation issues, exchanging relevant information, and engaging in a constructive manner to reach a mutually accepted agreement between both parties. AB 2561 seeks to further enhance provisions related to MMBA compliance by ensuring there is transparency regarding the number of job vacancies and recruitment efforts in public agencies. So our obligations under AB 2561 are: the city must hold a public hearing in front of the City Council every fiscal year to present the status of the city's vacancies. It also requires agencies to track job vacancies within the organization, as well as identify any changes to policies, procedures, or recruitment activities that present any obstacles to the hiring process and potential changes that might help alleviate these obstacles. Employee organizations may also make a presentation at the public hearing. At this time, I would like to turn the presentation over to the Deputy Director of Human Resources and Risk Management.
So what does this mean for the City of Chino? Assembly Bill 2561 means that the Human Resources Risk Management Department must review and analyze vacancy rates early in the budget planning process. Human Resources will continue to work closely with Finance and each department to determine the appropriate number of positions needed to provide city services every fiscal year. We will also continue to work closely with each department to review recruitment procedures and address any potential obstacles in the hiring process. Moving forward, as part of the budget process, we will also be holding a public hearing as required by Assembly Bill 2561. Assembly Bill 2561 also means there will be an increase in transparency and opportunities for improved relations between the city and bargaining units. So this is a snapshot of the city's current vacancy rates. And to keep in line with the budget process, the vacancy rates are also in line with the fiscal year. So these numbers represent the number of vacancies for fiscal year 2024 to 2025. So under AFSCME, we have a 5% vacancy rate. Teamsters, there's a 3% vacancy rate. Under CPOA, there's a 5% vacancy rate. Under CPMA, there are no vacancies, so there's a 0% vacancy rate. Under CPPEA, there is a 6% vacancy rate. Under confidential, a 6% vacancy rate. Under unrepresented management, a 9% vacancy rate. And for deputy directors, we have a total authorized full-time positions of 7 with 1 vacancy, resulting in a 14% vacancy rate. Executive management, which also includes our police chief, of course there are no vacancies there, so there's a 0% vacancy rate. And then our unrepresented sworn management, which includes our deputy police chief and our police captain, there are no vacancies, so there is a 0% vacancy rate. So vacancy rates under AB 2561. If the vacancy rate in a bargaining unit exceeds 20% of the total number of authorized full-time positions, the union that represents the employees may request the following: the total number of job vacancies within that unit, the total number of applicants for vacant positions in that unit, the average number of days to complete the hiring process, starting from when the position was first posted, and what the city is doing to improve compensation and working conditions. The good news is that none of the employee groups in the city have a vacancy rate that is greater than 20%. Next steps. So Human Resources will continue to work on refining the hiring process to enhance efficiency and eliminate obstacles that may delay the new employee onboarding process. In the last several months, we have worked on creating a more thorough and streamlined recruitment process, and I've been working closely with each department on where to advertise positions and determining the appropriate examination process for each recruitment, whether that be an interview or a written or practical examination. The recruitment team is also in regular communication with final candidates and assists them with scheduling their pre-employment requirements, as well as answering any questions they may have regarding the onboarding process. Human Resources will also continue to evaluate the effectiveness of recruitment and retention incentives. The city offers a range of trainings and professional development opportunities that are designed to promote career growth from within the city and to reduce turnover. Some examples of this include our customer service training as well as our leadership academy. The city also offers a tuition advancement program to help employees further their education and skill development. And the city also offers several benefits to attract and retain employees, particularly public safety. Examples of this include referral bonuses and hiring bonuses for our police officer and dispatcher positions, as well as a sick leave hiring incentive. Lastly, we will also continue to assess the vacancy rates as part of the budget process and work with the departments to determine what is the best strategy to fill positions within the city. And thank you. We would be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Do we have any requests to speak on this item? Okay, seeing none, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Any comments from the council?
I have a question.
Councilmember Comstock.
Prior to our recent classification and comp study, would these figures have been different, or has that helped us with the recruitment and retention? Just out of curiosity.
This is a period from fiscal year 2024 to 2025.
Okay.
And so my understanding is the class and comp study was conducted right before that. I would say with the class and comp study, we did have some reclassifications, some changes in job titles, as well as some changes to certain salaries for certain positions, which I think have certainly helped with recruitment efforts and also retention efforts as well.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to new business. No, there's no action required on this item. Item number 16, cancel the procurement of police vehicles with Warren Anderson, DBA Fritz Ford, and approve the procurement of police vehicles with Fairway Ford Sales Incorporated. Staff report by Musette Ayala, Senior Management Analyst, and Hagen Lee, Director of Public Works.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and members of the City Council. Tonight I'll be presenting a recommendation to cancel the previously awarded procurement of 13 police interceptor utility vehicles with Warren Anderson doing business as Fritz Ford, and to approve a new purchase of those vehicles with Fairview Ford Sales, Inc. In September 2024, the city went out to bid for 13 police interceptor utility vehicles, 9 to replace aging units, and 4 new additions to the fleet. On December 17th, 2024, the City Council approved the procurement of the 13 police vehicles to the lowest bidder, Fritz Ford, in the amount of $588,165.50. However, following that approval, Fritz Ford was unable to fulfill its obligations and declined moving forward with the purchase of the 13 vehicles. In response, staff contacted the remaining bidders to determine if the original submitted pricing remained valid. Although Elk Grove Auto submitted the second lowest bid, it was determined that their proposed vehicles, Dodge Durangos, did not meet the city's current fleet specifications and were inconsistent with ongoing standardization efforts. Staff then contacted the third lowest bidder, Fairview Ford Sales, Inc., who confirmed that the original pricing submitted was still valid and are prepared to fulfill the order in accordance with the city's requirements. The total cost for the 13 vehicles from Fairview Ford Sales is $787,544.29, which still falls within the original budgeted amount of $929,550. While the revised purchase amount is higher than the previously awarded bid by $199,378.79, sufficient funds are available in the fiscal year 24-25 Equipment Management Fund to fully cover the cost of this procurement. Therefore, staff recommends that the City Council cancel the purchase with Fritz Ford and approve a new purchase with Fairview Ford Sales for $787,544.29 for the purchase of 13 Police Interceptor utility vehicles. This concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you very much. I'd like to open up. Anybody have any questions regarding the cars? Okay, seeing none, I'd like to open it up for council comments.
Did Fritz Ford give us a reason why they weren't going to be able to fulfill the contract?
Yes, they said that they had made an administrative error and they're not able to fulfill what they have quoted their prices on. And also, they didn't have the sufficient number of vehicles available to the city. So one of the issues that we've been having with vehicle purchases since COVID is obviously the procurement of vehicles has becoming more and more difficult, and also the dealers are not willing to hold the vehicle until we go through the procurement process with the our purchasing policy. So staff is in the process of looking at how we could improve that, and we want to propose that to the council for consideration on how to expedite that, especially for police cruisers, because we're having a difficulty securing them.
Chris, you have a question?
The only thing that comes to mind, my question's for Fred. Are there any breach issues here, breach of contract issues with?
So the city actually entered into a settlement agreement with Fritz Ford, and they paid the city damages for that.
And also, do we have any information? Are they going to continue to make the Explorer, or are they going to start moving away from making the Explorer?
I believe the chief is considering what City of Ontario is utilizing. If Chief could speak on that.
Chief?
Now, still Ford Explorers are being out there. They're really trying to push electric vehicles, but the research that we've done in electric vehicles, they just are not able to maintain the amount of use. The Dodge Durango is now being used more frequently, but Ontario recently went to Dodge Durangos, so we're assessing that, but we want to give some time for some of our local agencies to use them to see how they uphold, because the Dodge Challenger, which some of the other agencies had those, and those did not perform at acceptable levels. So we're waiting to see. We're not ready to jump into the Dodge Durangos as of yet until we can get some of our nearby agencies to have a really good assessment to see if it's worth our money.
So my only thing would be with the Dodge Durangos. We know that they stopped making the Challengers. Is there any information whether or not they're going to continue to make the Dodge Durango, or is this something that they may be discontinuing in the future as well?
We haven't seen that. Actually, the Dodge Durangos have been a little bit easier to obtain than the Ford Explorer. So these 13 cars, these are all backlogged from many years before. The average cars that we purchase every year for police cars replacement is like 3 to 5 cars. But these are backlogged from the past previous years. And if you recall, we actually had to purchase Ford Explorers from Georgia, which was a nightmare just having to deal with that process, because that was the only place we were able to get them. We could have gotten Dodges then, but we were not ready to make that transition back then.
So my takeaway less on this is, from speaking with the chief and staff, is just the retooling of our procurement process of the vehicles, which is outdated and actually not serving not just the police department, but I think the city will from this point moving forward. We've had some pretty good conversations with both the city attorney and staff about that. These cars are desperately needed to get back into the fleet. And I would also just like our staff to commit to reviewing the procurement process, and once that budget is approved, making sure that we're first to the bid on that, because being last at the table is actually hurting us in many ways. So those are just my comments for the public's benefit and our staff's benefit tonight.
And I would just suggest we start looking at other vehicles, seeing what the other departments are going to, just in case the Durango doesn't last, we start at least getting on our radar what other agencies may be going to. I'm not particularly a fan of the electric vehicles. I don't think they're all that great. They're heavy, especially with the type of driving the police officers do, where they're heavy on the brakes and everything else, I think. And then the fact that the batteries don't really last as long as they claim that they do. So I'm not a big fan of that, but I would suggest you guys start reaching out to even agencies out of state and see what maybe they're testing, because I have a feeling that the Durango may not be being made as long as, for many more years.
Yeah, our preference right now is to stick with the Explorer. That's the cars that we have. That's the cars that the fleet, the yard is able to maintain. That's the parts that they have in stock. So our preference is to stick with the Explorer as long as possible. Like the Councilmember Comstock, by changing our purchasing process, it'll get us first, as opposed to right now we're last in line to get these vehicles. So that'll help tremendously to be able to get these right after the budget is approved.
Nothing else.
And where is Fairway Ford located? Are they local?
They're in Riverside.
Okay, and what's the turnaround time on getting these vehicles? Are we going to be able to get them all at once, or do we have to take delivery, 2, 3, 4 at a time, or how's that going to work?
I'm not entirely sure on the amount of time, but they are going to place the order to the manufacturer. So we have until the 23rd to get the approval for the procurement, and then they'll submit the request on behalf of the city to the Ford manufacturer.
And in the meantime, our police cars, the way they are now, they're sufficient to be able to hold up and take care of us on our needs until we get these new vehicles?
It'll work. And I think we do have a couple of spares here and there. If the vehicle comes damaged or is involved in an accident, we do have floaters that we could rotate through. But it has to work.
I know we've got a couple old ones in the museum. I don't know if the chief would be willing to pull those out and put it back into service, but probably not. But, okay, we're going to need a motion for this item. Motion by Councilmember Flores, seconded by Councilmember Comstock. Please vote. And the item passes unanimous with the mayor absent. Okay, thank you very much. The next item, item 17, cooperative reimbursement agreement with the County of San Bernardino. Staff report by Michelle Henderson, Senior Engineer, and Hajan Lee, Director of Public Works.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and members of the City Council. Tonight, I will present the background, scope, and project budget related to the request to enter into a cooperative reimbursement agreement with the County of San Bernardino for the Chino Airport Driveway Improvement Project. Through a collaborative effort on May 21st, 2024, the city entered into a cooperative reimbursement agreement with the County of San Bernardino utilizing federal ARPA funds for the construction of 2 left turn pockets along Kimball Avenue. The easterly turn pocket was requested by the county to serve the eastbound left turn movements into the Chino Airport hangar. During the design of the left turn pocket, it was noted that an elevation difference would exist between the newly constructed drive approach and the Chino Airport hangar parking lot. necessitating additional on-site grading and paving for the driveway to function. The county was not able to procure a contractor to perform the on-site work in a timely manner and had therefore approached the city while the turnpike was under construction to perform the additional work. Due to time constraints and other limitations under the existing ARPA-funded agreement, the county has requested to enter into a new cooperative agreement with the city to complete the on-site improvements, under which county discretionary funds would be utilized to reimburse the city. On April 15, 2025, council approved the notice of completion on Kimball Avenue Median Improvement Project, which constructed the left turn pocket and drive approach. The project scope will involve grading, paving, and replacement of striping within a portion of the parking lot to allow the grades to meet with the newly constructed drive approach. The county further requested that a slurry seal be applied to the remainder of the parking lot with associated restriping as well as reconstruction of a drive approach serving the west side of the parking lot to meet current city standards, similar to the newly constructed approach serving the east side of the lot. This table identifies the total estimated project costs and the not-to-exceed amount contemplated in the cooperative reimbursement agreement with the county in the amount of $163,735. For the next step, the county intends to execute the cooperative reimbursement agreement at their next scheduled board meeting following council approval. Once executed, the city will perform informal bidding to procure a construction contract and select consultants from its on-call list for geotechnical inspection, construction management oversight, and any possible design needs. It is anticipated that the work will begin this summer and is expected to be completed in the fall. Upon project completion, the county will reimburse the city for actual costs incurred up to the not-to-exceed limit in accordance with the agreement. Staff therefore recommends that City Council approve the establishment of a new CIP project entitled the Chino Airport Driveway Improvement Project, project number R7250, approve a cooperative reimbursement agreement with the city of between the City of Chino and San Bernardino County, and appropriate $163,735 to the Transportation Fund 320 with a corresponding increase in revenue from the San Bernardino County Cooperative Reimbursement Agreement. Also find the environmental determination of the project to be categorically exempt under CEQA. And finally, authorize the city manager to execute all necessary documents on behalf of the city for this action. Hadrian and myself are here to answer any questions.
Great. Thank you very much. I'd like to open it up to the members of the audience. Anybody have any comments they'd like to make? Seeing none, I'd like to open up to council comments.
I have a comment.
Chris. Councilmember Comstock.
Thank you. I want to thank staff for this presentation. I think we're fortunate to have a municipal airport in the city of Chino. I was just driving past this section. I'm actually surprised that this parking lot will qualify for just a slurry, to help it, because if it's a state, but there's been a lot of improvements. I want to thank the airport board and the county supervisor for putting the improvements that they have around the airport, because it's starting to look a lot nicer, and I think it's important down there for where it sits. And for the residents coming in and out of town. And the improvements to this parking lot here with this are certainly going to help improve aesthetically the view that a lot of people see coming through our city. So lots happened on the north side, and this will certainly help as well. So thank you for working on it and getting it done.
Comments? I know that there's several entrances into the airport off the north side, off of Merrill. With this one, and I believe there's one with the fire department, there's an entrance onto the airport property, but that's private. Is this particular entrance that goes into Threshold Aviation, is that a public area as well?
It is a county property, but it does provide access to Threshold Aviation.
Okay.
So I think what Threshold Aviation is doing is they're gonna do some charting of planes out of there, some private planes. So that's what they're striping and getting it ready for.
Okay, any other comments? I'd like to entertain a motion on item 17. Motion by Councilmember Lucio, seconded by Councilmember Comstock. Please vote. And the item passes 4-0 with the mayor being absent. Okay, moving on. Mayor and council reports. And on the 13th, Councilmember Comstock and I met with a developer, and on the 14th, I attended the mayor's prayer breakfast. After that, I attended by one-on-one with the city manager. On the 15th, I attended the Water Facilities Authority, and I had a meeting with the staff after that. On the 16th, I was part of a budget review with the city manager and our director of finance, which was very, very insightful. I tell you, I really appreciated the information and the schooling that I got behind it. It's not as complicated as you may think if you sit down and you take a little bit of time. But thank you very much, Kim, for helping to make me understand how we're working on that. After that, I attended the corporate challenge on the 16th, and I will save that information for our city manager to share the conclusion of corporate challenge. I will tell you, though, I was just very, very thrilled about it. Our employees that participated in that were just incredible. And the staff that put it together, tremendous amount of time and effort and dedication to our city. But you know, corporate challenge, it brings in a lot of partnerships into our community, new businesses, old businesses. It's just great to be able to, again, partnership and be able to spend time with all those other folks within our city. The 18th through the 21st, Councilmember Lucio and I, along with staff, attended ICSC, which is the International Council of Shopping Centers in Las Vegas. It's a gathering of deal makers and industry experts who are driving innovation and evolution in commercial real estate. It promotes and elevates the market issues and spaces where people shop, dine, work, play, and gather. We're really doing an incredible job right now, folks, drawing businesses into our city. Our economic development team is doing a great job in pulling these folks in and filling up our vacant businesses. I just want to let you know I appreciate it, the work that they've done, and it was a great conference. The 21st, today I met with the city manager. We had closed session and then the council meeting. And finally, I'd like to offer my condolences to the Fraga family. Joe was a big member of our community, and he is definitely going to be missed. And our thoughts and our prayers are with the Fragas. So I'll leave it at that. Karen, you have item number, I believe, 18?
I do. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I would actually like to ask for the Community Support Fund of $250 to the Rancho del Chino Rotary Club. They hosted a recent bingo event, and with the council's permission, I would like to provide a late sponsorship to them for this community event, where their money will go directly back into supporting events that the Rotary Club does in Chino.
Okay, I'd like to ask for a motion. Motion by Councilmember Flores, seconded by Councilmember Lucio. Please vote. And the item passes unanimously with the mayor absent.
Thank you, Mayor Pro
Go ahead
Tem. I'll
and finish
continue
up.
with my report. Thank you, sir. On May 10th, I had, kind of piggybacking off the National Public Works Week, where Keith Martinez and the rest of the Public Works crew was up here. I actually had the opportunity to visit our household hazardous waste operation located at our Public Works service yard. We talk about a lot of the services that are provided here by the city of Chino. Believe it or not, there was probably no less than about 30 cars that day waiting to get into that operation. Our staff was there working hard, and I was just impressed with their operation, and just, one of those things I think is great that our community offers, so we don't have to have people dumping oil or bulky items or different things throughout our community. There's ways to get rid of the waste that you need. Waste Management's a good partner to us with that and well. And if you do have sharps containers, I recently had a dog with diabetes and I had to get rid of some sharps. You can drive up to the Upland Public Works Service Yard and get rid of them there as well. On May 13th, Mayor Pro Tem Burton already spoke about it, but we met with a local developer regarding items of mutual interest and concern. I then attended my one-on-one with the city manager, and later that evening, I attended the Legislative Policy Committee meeting with the mayor here in this council chambers. On May 14th, I attended the Chino Valley Fire Board meeting. They honored a lot of service recipients. It's always nice to go to the Fire Board meeting and see a lot of different things that are happening there. One of the items of interest to me on that evening was just the operations of communications at Confire. The Chino Valley Fire District continues to get really good feedback about how their culture is actually affecting the culture of Confire and their operations, our culture here at the fire service of professionalism. I think it's contagious, as well as the acquisition of 2 medic squads that the fire district is requesting that was approved that evening by the board. That will go back, obviously, to serve our community. Today, I attended closed session with the rest of the council here at City Hall. I just want to compliment and congratulate the Johnson family. When I saw Mr. Johnson's picture there, I guess I didn't realize it, how much service he actually provided to our community until Vice Chair Martinez spoke about his service to our community, as well as a local business owner at Chino Lumber. I'd also just, I know that we thanked him earlier, but the work that the Historical Society does in our community is amazing. So thank you for all their hard work. Congratulations to the entire Chino Youth Boxing Club. When you think about it, there's not a lot of things that are around for 50 years. Like 50 years is a long time in today's day and age, particularly with how quickly technology and different things evolve. So it's nice to see the Chino Youth Boxing Club celebrating 50 years in our community, and the countless amount of young men and women whose lives that they have put on a track for success, I would say. It was obviously, it originally started as a gang diversion program, but I think that program has morphed into something much, much more than that. And thank you to all the people who were innovative enough back in the day to start it. And then I also just want to express my sincerest sympathy to the entire Fraga family. Joe's passing was unexpected, and like anything else, it's just one of those things where causes you to reflect and recognize that none of us are guaranteed another day here. For all the people right now, particularly the members of the Bridge Community Church who are providing support to the Fraga family, I want to thank everybody for rallying around her and Kaylee and helping them through this difficult time. There's plenty of information published about, we have a couple of significant funerals happening over the Memorial Day weekend here, including Joe Fraga's as well as Judge Youngquist. So our community is going to be mourning and celebrating the life of a couple of very significant community members here. That concludes my report tonight, Mayor Pro Tem. Thank you.
Thank you. Chris, you have item number 19.
Yes, I do. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. So I'm asking for council approval on a community support fund contribution of $250 to Rancho del Chino Rotary Club, Sir Optimus International of the Chino Valley, and Kiwanis Club of Chino.
Okay, do we have a motion on item number 19? Motion by Councilmember Comstock, seconded by Councilmember Lucio. Please vote. And the item passes unanimously 4-0 with the mayor absent. Go ahead with the rest of your report, Chris.
Okay, thank you. On May 8th, I attended the grand opening for Salvation Army in the city of Chino. It was a great grand opening. A lot of people were there. I mean, the line was wrapped around Chuck E. Cheese and, beyond that. When I met with, the operators there, they had asked me to read their mission statement that's on their website, so I'd like to take this time to do that for them. Salvation Army, City of Chino, we fight with love. Our message is based on the Bible. Our ministry is motivated by the love of God, and our mission is to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ as we meet human needs in His name without discrimination. Every program we offer is rooted in our passion to serve God, by serving the lost, the vulnerable, the needy, the poor, the hurting, the helpless, and the hopeless. So with that being said, I encourage you all to patronize their business down there. This past weekend, I had an opportunity to attend a friend's graduation, so that just brings me to, congratulate everybody maybe within our staff who graduated, to a lot of our high schools and, the students over at our school district. Congratulations to everyone. It's a major, accomplishment, and, keep pushing. To the boxing club, Yolanda, I see you're sitting out there. Congratulations. I know you've put in a lot of work over the last 50 years to the boxing club as well. I just want to give you, your flowers right now. And you did arrive a little late. And the one thing I would mention is that you missed really, really big news. The news is that we have someone who's volunteered from the Chino Police Department to fight in our Saturday night fights. And I think that's a big deal. And to the fire department, I would say, I pity the fool who decides to jump inside the ring with our police officers. I'm kidding, but hopefully you guys can find someone. But with that being said, I want to just express my condolences to the Fraga family as well. Thank you.
Councilmember Lucio.
Yes, on May 8th through May 9th, I attended the city and county conference in Lake Arrowhead. On May 13th, I attended a meeting with the city manager, and later that night, we had a study session with the council. On the 18th through the 20th, I attended the ICSC regional conference. I will say that our staff was, well, first of all, I want to give them props. Our booth was amazing. And they did it. There was a lot of buzz around everything that they were doing or everything they have been doing. We had a lot of meetings with a lot of people that are interested in coming to the city of Chino. Obviously, we can't discuss details of who, but hopefully, when those things move forward, we'll be able to put those out for the community. But I think we have a lot of good buzz about the city, and I think we're going to have a lot of good businesses coming in. One of the other things that I had the opportunity to do is I met with Randall Lewis while we were up there. I expressed to him one of my concerns when I went down to Discovery Park, because my boys really love that park, as I saw that there was a lot of kids out there just hanging out with nothing to do. So we had a discussion. He says he's going to have his representative by the name of Mark, who's going to reach out to our city staff. And he really wants to start getting together with trying to do some programming with some sort of youth athletics, some sort of youth sports, because that's the one thing. We have a bunch of kids down there, but we really have no organized sports for them. So I think he's really interested in helping us get something going down there. I talked to him also about the importance of the activity center down there. So he knows that that's also another vital component that we need down there. So I look forward to meeting with his personnel and with our staff and seeing what we can do to help bring some athletics over there. I don't know if anybody that went to the track meet that we had for our youth track meet, but the biggest participants was the two schools from the preserve. And one of the major participants that had a lot of kids, considering they're only a first-year school, was our second school in the preserve. So that just shows you that those kids want to be involved in something, and I think we really need to do something to make sure that we start contacting those kids, because it's very difficult for them to get all the way down here to participate in our sports. So we really need to start bringing some stuff to them down there. So I'm excited for that, and hopefully that comes to fruition, and we can both work together with obviously our master developer and ourselves, and we can get something going. I also want to express my condolences to Lisa. Joe was a good man. We did participate, Karen and I and him and Lisa. We would do an annual demolition derby vehicle. We'd use that to raise funds so that we could do the Thanksgiving giveaway. So I think it's early right now to talk about that with her, about doing it again this year, but he was very instrumental in getting volunteers. And this last year, they grew the amount of people that they fed to 500. And I think that was an honorable thing. And he was always hoping to make it more and more every year. So he had the heart of gold. He was a good man. He was a God-fearing man. Same with Lisa. So I know he's obviously with the Lord. And I just want to express my condolences to Lisa, to the 2 daughters, and to his son, and hopefully they find some peace in knowing that at least he went a peaceful way and he didn't suffer. So with that, I'd like to close.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Since you set the stage for Corporate Challenge, I am going to tell you. So just a little bit about Corporate Challenge for those who don't know. It's a 2-week competition. We had 13 teams, City of Chino Hills, and then 11, 12, I'm not doing my math right, 9 other businesses in town. It's a lot of fun. A lot of the companies that participate in Corporate Challenge use it as a team building activity, or they use it as a company picnic. So it started 2 weeks ago. It ended on Friday. And I am happy to say that City of Chino is the 3rd-time winner, first place. Three-peat. I'd like to thank the Community Services Parks and Rec team for spending the last 2 weeks organizing that for all of our companies. It was really fun. This year we had a renewed interest for our City of Chino team, and I want to thank our Team Chino coordinators, Lisa, Claudia, Andy, Hector, Cindy, and Nikki, who did a fabulous job getting
Yes, they did.
our team together and really going in the right direction. And I will just add, Chino Hills came in 4th. That's all we really care about. That's my report, Mayor Pro Tem. Thank you.
Thank you very much. City Attorney Galente.
Thank you. No legal report, but just want to let the council know I'll be out Friday and all of next week going on vacation. So I will have folks from my team available if anything comes up. Thank you.
We'll get some good R&R out there.
Thank you.
Chief Menson.
Well, I made my big announcement earlier, but I just want to reiterate you talked about it, Mayor Pro Tem, the Memorial Day ceremony, which is next Monday at 10 o'clock, and our very own Lieutenant Jesus Jaquez is going to be the keynote speaker. So I'd like to encourage the community to come out and participate in that event. And then just lastly, our condolences to Lisa and the Fraga family. They've been huge supporters of the Chino Police Department, especially being down in the preserve area, and we've gone through so many of the just different challenges over the years, and they've been very, very big supporters of us. And so it's very tragic, and obviously, Joe, I mean, you're definitely going to be missing just what they gave back to the community. So that concludes my report, unless you have any questions.
Thank you, Chief. Director's reports. Do we have any director that would like to give a report? No? Wow. Seeing none? Okay. Fire Chief report. Chief Turner.
Good evening again, Mayor Pro Tem, council, staff, community members. The district just has a few items that we'd like to report out for this week. As you know, most of the other chief staff is out at a conference this week. So we would like to just announce that the RFP process for Station 68 is going to conclude on May 27th, which we're looking really forward to. It's been a long process, and hopefully we can keep up the momentum and keep things going with that. We also just took delivery of a new foam unit response vehicle for airport responses. It will be housed at Station 63 over there on Kimball. It should go into full service next month. We're just undergoing some of the new operator training, outfitting the rig with all the necessary equipment, things of that nature. We also will be taking delivery of 2 new paramedic squads, hopefully tomorrow, actually. Those are going to replace a couple of our older squads with high mileage and quite a few maintenance issues. So that'll be a nice addition to the district here, hopefully by the end of this week. We're also excited to announce to everybody that we just had 7 new firefighter paramedics start with the district yesterday.
Outstanding.
And yep, very excited about that. That's filling some very needed vacancies that we've had for quite some time. So we will look forward to introducing them at an upcoming council meeting when they finish the academy, which will be mid-July sometime. And then lastly, just again, thank you for the recognition and proclamation on the wildfire safety. Just a wildland fire reminder, as we enter the warm and dry months coming up and officially begin wildland fire season, the CVFD would like to ensure the community that we are fully staffed and that our personnel are well prepared and always a state of readiness to serve the community for any threat or wildland fire that may come in our direction. So that concludes my report this evening. I'm happy to take any questions.
Chief, you know, you mentioned it is getting warmer, and I know that rattlesnakes come out during this time. Can you, and I hate to put you on the spot, but can you give everybody kind of an idea of what they need to do and if they encounter a rattlesnake out on a trail?
Yeah. Obviously, the first and foremost is just stay clear of the rattlesnake. Obviously, keep some distance. You know, they can strike about 1.5 times their length. So if they're rattling, they're upset, and stay well clear of them. If the unforeseen circumstance comes that somebody actually gets bit, if they're out in the state park, obviously call 911 immediately. Stay put where you are. The increased activity can just kind of circulate the venom quicker. So just stay put, stay calm, let us attend to you, and we'll get you to a receiving destination that has the anti-venom, and we'll get you taken care of, whether that is by ground or air, whatever it's going to take to get them there.
Great, thank you. The
Yes.
reason I bring that up, I just recently saw when I was walking my dogs in a field area over in the area of Mountain and Schaefer, and there was a rattlesnake coiled up. So I appreciate the information.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One comment. Chief, I just want to compliment your staff and as well as the fire board for the manner in which they just had the discussion about the reissuance of the state fire marshal maps, the hazard maps. There was a resident that spoke. This is going to be extremely impactful to our community and our neighbors in Chino Hills. With, you know, I know they're technically not supposed to, you know, insurance companies use those as set rates, but there's going to be some problems, I think, for our neighbors there that hopefully we as a local community can help them work through. So I know that the fire board didn't have any choice but to accept those maps. Obviously, we had the presentation here, but it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds for some of our neighbors in Chino Hills. So
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now adjourn in memory of Joe Fraga. The next regular meeting of the City Council will be held on Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025 at 6 p.m. Closed session no earlier than 4:00 p.m. if necessary in these council chambers. This meeting is adjourned. Good night.